A giant paw came crashing into the sand beside my hip. I refocused right in front of me, but my view of the lions was gone. Now, only one lion covered my entire line of sight. From his scraggly mane to his fly-bitten nose to his lanky body. The overgrown kid. "Why'd you do that?" I growled. Growling was the only way left for me to speak. The kid answered with a growl of his own. I slapped at the ground to locate the fallen weapon, pain shooting through my spine, but I gritted my teeth and surpassed it. More dots clouded my vision, but I was used to navigating through my glare blindness with less vision than this. Now that it was daytime, my senses were less on hyperdrive. If that blue bastard came at me now, he'd be sorry. This overgrown brat was picking the wrong fight. Reaching for the sword, I began to pull it through the dirt and back to my side. A meaty paw stopped me, his sheathed claws so long they still poked at my skin. "What's your deal?" I shoved my shoulder into his, but I wasn't nearly as strong. Skinny and lanky, he'd been a picky eater all his life, even as a cub near death. But even without the extra weight, all that was in him was muscle, solid muscle. "Move!" He growled in such a disapproving way that I lost it. I growled back. He responded with a roar that threatened to burst my eardrums, but I didn't care. Who the fuck cared anymore? I roared too, shoving against his shoulder with all my might, gripping, squeezing, pushing at the fur that I had never carved off. Didn't he know he owed me? I spared his life. I saved his helpless, useless self, nursed him to adulthood, fed him demon corpses the whole time he'd trekked after us. The least you can do is leave me alone. This time, my roar ended on a husky whisper. No matter how hard I pushed it out, nothing else came. "Let go." He didn't. I floundered for Rory's dagger. First, I tried the one on his ankle, but my hand got knocked away before I could get that far. With one giant paw on my sword, and the other gently pressing my hand flat to Rory's calf, the kid's front legs were splayed wide. His teeth and utterly rank breath were all up in my breathing space. I had no choice but to glare into those fangs, those eyes. "Then you do it," I said, or tried to say. Either way, I knew he understood me because I got a chuff of saliva and snot as a response. Fuck! With both hands pinned, I could only squint through the burning of his mucus in my eyes. "Screw you, you overgrown runt. Stupid, stupid lion. Fuck you." I raged against the brat until even the squeak wouldn't come out anymore. Even then, with silence my only voice, I couldn't stop screaming. It felt like hours, but maybe it was only minutes. Eventually, I had to stop. There was nothing left in me. My legs trembled now, too, at how uncomfortable it was to sit like this. Then I realized I could just sit here, wait to die. Eventually, I would. Dehydration could happen in seconds in this hellscape. Yeah, that would work. I fell back to the ground, Rory's body falling with me. I couldn't see his full face, but I could see those eyelashes. Leftover blue paint from 2 nights ago teased at their edges, and something in me cracked. Just yesterday, I melted at everything I loved about this man, but that was over. Now, it was just cracking, splintering, bursting apart bit by bit, seams coming undone. All I had to do was wait. After ignoring the brat for a while, he let out a keening growl, low and pitiful. A paw pushed at me. Still no claws, but I ignored him. Until he started pulling me away from Rory. I fought him off, finally catching one of Rory's daggers. I'd given him this one. I'd given him all of the old daggers I used to collect. Each one had a number on it. Rory had carved them himself and inlaid their marks with glitter and glue. This one was number 9. 9. I slashed out, cutting a ribbon right above his shoulder. The kid let out a surprised howl. Half out of Rory's hold, me and the kid wrestled in the dirt, my back rocketing in agony. Before I could turn the blade on myself, he swiped out. This time, the damn brat used his claws. The rich scent of blood pooled in the air, and a curtain of red forced my left eye closed. I don't think he scratched my eye, but he did hit somewhere above it. Either way, once I closed it, I couldn't open it again without a deluge of hot blood surging across my vision. Not done yet, he fixed his giant mouth in front of my face and yelled. This was no growl, no keening wail. He yelled at me. The sound filtered like a sheet being wrapped around my head and suffocating me. By chance, I glanced upon my sword's pommel, at the worn-away indentations of Boss's fingers. And suddenly, I had a thought. The Boss had killed that blue bastard. And once I had the thought, I couldn't forget it. It flashed in time with all the other images. Rory's leg covering mine. Boss killed the demon. Madam Commander on the ground. The Boss killed the demon. I love you. Belen's empty gaze. The Boss killed the demon. Blood on the wagon wheels. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. The blue bastard didn't use swords. Why would he? The magic was in his hands. But that glare last night had specifically been Marvelite. There was no mistaking it. The enemy had waited until most of the caravan had passed. We'd slowed, but no sound of alarm had filtered down the line. Caution, perhaps a block in the road. No call for arms. No. The first move had been that flash of light. Why wait until I was closest? And why start a fight with a sword glare and nothing else? Unless you knew there was a strong fighter with glare blindness walking right there. But nobody knew about my disability, except for the lions. The Boss had killed the blue bastard. That's what I had been told, and had never had any reason to doubt. So, how the hell could this have happened?